Right. Hi, everyone. This is Katie, and today we are going to talk about weddings. So, love is in the air because in this intermediate vocabulary lesson, we're going to talk about the typical American wedding and some of the vocabulary words to describe people, places, and things that are important in a wedding. We'll watch a short wedding video from a TV series called The Bachelor. And then we'll write a letter to our significant other describing our dream wedding. So we're going to describe our perfect wedding using the vocabulary that we learned. How many people are there? Where is the ceremony, etc. Throughout the lesson, we'll also make comparisons to how some wedding traditions are similar and different in your home country compared to the United States. I hope that you can teach me some of the most important, funniest, or strangest wedding traditions from where you are from. All right, so let's get started learning about weddings. So before we start learning about the vocabulary, I am interested too if you've ever been to a wedding and what wedding you went to. So did you ever go to a wedding in the United States? Did you ever go to a wedding in your home country? And how were these different? Was the American wedding different than the wedding in another country? Let's see, Anatoly, can you hear me?
Hello, Katy. Yes, I can.
Excellent. All right, so how are you doing, Anatoly?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, Anatoly, I think that you attended this lesson before. So today we're going to talk about weddings, and we'll see how much you remember from the vocabulary.
Yes, that's right.
Mm-hmm. And in this lesson too, we're going to change it a little bit. So we're going to talk about our dream wedding. So talking about what our perfect wedding would look like.
Okay. By the way, have you read the article in my blog post?
Is it the one about weddings?
Yes.
I think I did, yes. Let me see. Oh, yes. I did read this one. Very nice. Right, so you probably remember most of the vocabulary then. Let's see. Right, so that's good though that you write the blog to remember everything. That's a good way to study. Um, First, honestly, we're going to go over the vocabulary just a little bit, and you can tell me what you remembered from the last lesson. And then we'll watch a different wedding video, because what was the wedding video that we watched last time? Do you remember?
Yes, it was from Friends.
Mm-hmm. And what happened in that video?
The one of how we can call him, he changed his mind about partner.
Mm-hmm. Right. So.
He thought about another girl during the wedding ceremony, and it was a funny video when people who attended the wedding ceremony suddenly recognized that something happened.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Right. So we had Ross, who was the groom. So he was getting married. And do you know what it's called when you exchange? Trying to think of how to say it without saying the word. When you tell the bride or the groom promises, like I will always be beside you. in sickness and in death. Do you know what that is called? That exchange of words?
Uh, don't remember.
Okay. So these are vows. So like you were mentioning, when Ross was
Ah,
saying,
vows, yes.
right. Yeah, so when Ross was saying his vows, what did he say? He didn't say, I take thee, Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He changed the name. And have you ever seen a mistake at a wedding like this? Maybe
Mm,
not like that, but maybe something different.
yes, I saw, but don't remember movie. It is a very embarrassing situation, and lots of directors who made movies uh, made movies plot using that plot.
Hmm. Right, exactly. So this is a common plot that comes up in movies where weddings go bad. um, so hopefully it's something from the movies and this actually doesn't happen in real life. But it could, I guess. So let's see, Anatoly. So I'm going to go over the vocabulary first. So I'm going to share this PowerPoint. And then we watched the Friends video last time, but today we're going to watch a different wedding video, and we're going to compare to the Friends video and see how it's different. So first, let's see how much you remember from the um, the PowerPoint. Okay, so can you see the PowerPoint, Anatoly?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, excellent. Okay, and like I mentioned, in this class, we're going to try to write a letter to your significant other about your dream wedding. And if you have already been married, you can pretend that you are having a second wedding. Okay. So here we have some vocabulary, and let's see if I can zoom this in. Whoops. Okay. And then do you remember what it's called when the groom or the man asks the woman if he wants to marry her?
Proposal.
Uh-huh. Right. So he has a proposal or he proposes. And then what does he give her when he proposes?
He gives her the ring.
Uh-huh. The ring. And there's a special name for the ring too. Do you remember what it is?
No, don't remember.
Okay, this is the engagement ring.
Ah,
Because if a couple is waiting to get married, they are engaged. Okay. And then what happens if someone decides that or what happens if someone thinks, maybe I don't want to get married, I don't know.
when somebody doesn't sure
Mhm.
about getting married, we can call it cold feet.
Right, exactly. So if someone has cold feet, they are unsure if they want to get married or they're a little nervous about getting married.
Mm-hmm.
And then, um, and then in the video that we watched last time, who do you think had cold feet?
The groom,
Right, the groom. And why do you think that he had cold feet?
because he was in love with the other person, Rachel, I think.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, so he had cold feet because he was obviously in love with someone else. So he definitely had cold feet. And then, so these are all vocabulary words that deal with things before the wedding. And then to tell people that you're having a wedding, what do you have to send out?
We need to send invitations.
Hmm. And and in Russia, do people send do people make the invitations really pretty and think about the invitations a lot?
Yes, I think it is a good way, and we use it for very significant events like uh, birthday, but not usual birthday, when we have, for example, 20, 30, 50 years old, and for weddings too.
Okay, so they're for important events. And out of curiosity, 20 is an important birthday in Russia?
Yes, yes. When number of years which we live uh, would divide for 10, uh,
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure how we can call it in English. We celebrate it more carefully than usual birthday.
Okay, so you celebrate every decade, I guess you could say. So your
Decade,
20s,
yes, yes, yes.
your 30s. Well, that's interesting. In the United States, 18 is an important birthday because that's when you are legally an adult. And then 21 is also important because that's the age that you can legally drink alcohol.
Okay. And by the way, Simon joined us.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's see, Simon, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. How you
Okay,
doing?
good. Thank you, Simon. How are you?
I'm great. I'm glad to know.
Excellent. And Simon, I think this is the first time I've had you in class. So could you tell me a little bit about where you're from?
Okay, I'm from Colombia,
Uh-huh.
and you know, I'm here to learn English because I love it and I've been studying it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I have had the opportunity to travel with American people and to get to know the culture and how they speak and many things about it.
Okay.
I'm just interested in knowing about it, this topic, because I know that it's very important. It gives us the chance to know about vocabulary that enriches us and teaches us about speaking
Mm-hmm.
and getting to know many things that are really interesting and deepen because wedding is a topic that is very important because sometimes we have the opportunity to speak about it, but we don't have the vocabulary to speak and to deepen this topic.
Exactly, right. So welcome to class, Simon.
Hey,
And
thanks.
yeah, and like you said, there's a lot of vocabulary with weddings. So today we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we're also going to talk about our dream wedding. And throughout the lesson, too, we can make some comparisons about what weddings are like in your country and what they're like in the United States.
That's what I
Um,
mean because sometimes you don't know about weddings in other countries, and you get you are like I don't know about it, but you know it's kind of difficult to explain. But it's very important to know about other cultures and about many things because even in my country, I don't know many things about wedding. And I say like I speak Spanish, but I don't know many things about it. But I I need to know about it. So I'm trying to get in this class and learn what you want me to learn.
Excellent. And right, so and Anatoly has already taken this class too. So, and then Anatoly, could you introduce yourself to Simon and explain where you're from?
Okay. Hello, Simon. I'm Anatoly. I'm from Russia, from Moscow, and I visited the class of Katie's class, which was dedicated to weddings, and I uh, remember, but not always. A few words maybe I could forget. Vocabulary about weddings.
Excellent. And then, so Simon, we started talking a little bit about the vocabulary for a wedding. And have you ever been to a wedding in Colombia or in the United States?
In Colombia, of
Uh-huh.
course.
And
Yes, I've been
whose
to
wedding?
a cousin.
A cousin's wedding. Excellent. So hopefully you can talk to us a little bit later about that experience. So here we have some vocabulary for what happens before the wedding. So Anatoly, since you took this lesson before and we just went over this, can you explain to Simon what some of these words mean?
Okay, the first picture introduces for us a proposal when a man asks a girl, a woman, to marry him. And in many cultures, it is usual when man, as a gift, gives to woman engagement ring. We can see it on the second picture on the top right. And we watched in the previous class video when the groom, the man, decided didn't want to be married, and during a wedding ceremony he refused to marry with his fiancée. We can call it using, I think it is phrasal, not phrasal, maybe idiom, cold feet.
Mm-hmm.
We can call it cold feet. And also we talked about invitations for wedding ceremony. And there is a special name for invitation, and but I don't remember.
All right, great job, Anatoly. For wedding invitations, we just say wedding invitations. So we don't really
Yes,
have a
okay.
special word. Right. So Simon, Anatoly did a great job of explaining that. So when a man wants to marry a woman, he proposes, which can be a verb, or he has a proposal. Okay, and then when he proposes, he gives her an engagement ring. And Simon and Anatoly, what are engagement rings like in your country? Are they gold? Do they have diamonds?
Some of them that have diamond, because you know color, and sometimes gold. In the city where I live people use to buy gold rings,
Mm-hmm.
so it's useful to wear them.
Okay, excellent. Right. So Simon, you said that it's mostly gold, but sometimes diamonds. And then Anatoly, what are they like in Russia? Are the rings gold? Are they diamonds?
Yes, I think that in most cases, it is just a gold ring, gold ring, without purples, etc.
Right. So it's a ring without a diamond or without a jewel.
Without diamonds, but it could be different. But I think the most common to use the engagement ring, just gold ring without diamonds.
Right. So I think that's common in a lot of countries just to have a gold ring. However, in the United States, it's common to have a diamond on the ring. So that's something that's a little different. And then the next expression, cold feet. This is an idiom, like Anatoly explained. If someone has cold feet, they are not sure if they want to get married. So if they're afraid of getting married, they think that maybe they don't want to do it, then they have cold feet. Yes, Simon, you would say to wear a ring. Um, Good question. And then, like Anatoly said, we also have invitations. And Simon and Anatoly, before we go to the next slide, have you ever met anyone that has cold feet about getting married?
To be honest, I think I have, but I can't remember exactly.
Right, that's kind of how I am. I'm sure I've known people, but I can't remember anyone. Okay, so these are all words for things that happen before the wedding. And then during the wedding, we have different people. Okay, so what is the woman who gets married called?
Fiancé.
Right.
Bride.
Right, a good, Anatoly, you're right, and you're both right. Because if two people are engaged, they are fiancés.
Fiance. Yeah.
So you could also say fiancé, like two fiancés are getting married. But if we want to specifically refer to the woman, we could say bride. Because if we just say fiancé, it could refer to either the bride or the groom.
Yeah, it's a word that comes from France.
Right, it is a French word, fiancé.
Yeah, I'm studying French, so I know about it.
Oh, nice. Right, I don't know too much about French, but we do have some words in English that have
Yeah,
that are from French.
me, I'm studying English and French. Right? I have the opportunity to have these words in my study.
Right, and that's always good too to kind of see what words exist in a different language. Um, right, sometimes it's hard not to confuse them though, for me at least.
Yeah, for me too.
Very good. So we have the bride, and then who does she get married to?
To the groom,
Right, to the groom.
bridegroom.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Simon.
Can I say bridegroom?
Bridegroom. I think we usually just say the bride and the groom if we're referring to both of them. People might say bridegroom, but it's kind of old-fashioned. So in conversation, we always just say the groom.
Okay, because I've read the Bible, so I've seen it.
Okay, yeah, in the Bible, it might say bridegroom because it's very old-fashioned. But I think that most people now, I've never heard bridegroom. Yeah, so we would just say the groom.
Okay, sure.
Uh-huh. And then we also have two important groups of people. So the bride has all of her friends come to the wedding, or her most important friends. And what are they called?
Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids. And have you seen the movie Bridesmaids?
Yeah, of course.
Have you? Have you seen that movie, Anatoly?
Bridesmaid? Not sure. I think I saw the movie which related with that subject, like father of the bride, like this, or friend of bride.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of movies about weddings. The one that I remember most is called Wedding Crashers, which is a comedy. And then Simon or Anatoly, have you seen this movie, Wedding Crashers?
No, I haven't.
It's very funny. I recommend it because we say if you crash someone, this is another idiomatic expression?
It's like somebody's wedding.
Anatoly, have you heard this expression before, to crash someone's wedding?
No,
It's
I
like
don't know this expression.
Do you have any ideas, Simon?
getting in with an invitation or something like this.
Yeah, you're close, right? So if you crash someone's wedding, you
It's
go
like
to someone's wedding,
a crush gator.
right? Like you go without an invitation, so
Yeah,
you're not invited, but you kind of sneak in, and then you party.
I've seen that word.
Oh, you have seen that before.
Yeah,
And so have either of you crashed someone's wedding before?
no,
Simon
no.
hasn't. That's good. Anatoly, have you crashed someone's wedding?
No, no, it is very embarrassing situation, I think, and when we involved in that situation, I think we need to think about both of sides who are going to getting married.
Hmm. Right, I agree. I think that you have to think of the people who are getting married and if they want you in the wedding. And if they did not invite you, they probably do not want you there. And then so we have the bridesmaids and then the groom's friends. What are they called?
Groomsmaid.
The groomsmen, right. So these are like the friends of the bride and the groom. And then there's also one very important person on each side. And this person gives a toast. So what happens during a toast?
They are celebrating something because of the marriage.
Right, yeah, so they're celebrating something. And then what do they do before they, like what is a toast? Could you explain what it is, Anatoly?
They need to describe the people who are getting married as best people in the world, and they need to uh, give some information, usually good and funny information about their childhood, for example, and they need to uh, make wishes for good wishes like healthy, be wealthy, to have lots of kids uh, for a new couple.
Exactly, very good, Anatoly. Right, so the maid of honor and the best man, they make a toast, and like Anatoly said, it's to talk about the bride and the groom, to wish them well, to talk a little bit about their childhood and what they hope for the future. So the maid of honor and the best man are the people who make the toast.
Oh, great.
Sorry, what was that, Simon?
I just said great.
Oh, great. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
You cheers. Cheers.
Cheers, right. So you can say cheers. Um, yeah, that's
But
what we say.
I know that isn't the same, but it's something like this.
Right, exactly right. So we say cheers when we toast. And then in Spanish you say salud, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so it's a little bit different in the States. And then just to give you guys a little bit more vocabulary, and then we're going to watch a short video. So we have the wedding ceremony, which usually takes place where? What do you guys think? Where do
Was
people usually get married?
where reception?
In restaurant. mm, the very common way place for making a reception
Okay,
wedding
so
party.
right, exactly. So it's common to have the reception. The reception is kind of like the party after the ceremony. The reception can be at a restaurant, but where does the actual wedding ceremony usually take place?
At the church,
Right, usually in a church. Sometimes it's different,
or
but it's
some place
usually in
they chose to do it to carry out the
a. Sorry,
wedding.
can you repeat that, Simon?
Or maybe somewhere they choose to carry out the wedding. Can
Uh-huh.
be a park, a church, and open space or something like that. Outdoor, indoor, wherever they want.
Exactly. Right. So the ceremony is usually in a church, but it can be outside. It can be in a different place. And then, like Anatoly said, the reception can be at a wedding, or sorry, at a restaurant or some place to dance. Um, and then, what is the most common beverage for weddings? When people make a toast?
Champagne.
Uh-huh. Right. So they usually drink champagne. And then, what do people drink in weddings in your country?
Wine.
Yeah, wine.
Yes, I think they combine it with other things, but I'm underage, so I was underage when I attended the last wedding, so I couldn't drink of other things.
Okay, right. So you were underage, so you cannot drink any of the alcohol.
Yes, I don't like it, but
hmm
yes.
Right, I understand. And then Anatoly, what do they drink in Russia? Do they toast with champagne, or do they use a different beverage?
I think champagne is the most common alcohol drink, but people could also drink other another drinks like wine, vodka, cognac, whiskey,
hmm
etc.
Right, exactly. So there's a lot of different beverages. And then we have when the one thing that the bride has is called a bouquet. And
Yeah.
is there a special tradition with a bouquet in weddings in your country?
Yes.
Okay, Simon, can you explain it?
First of all, is missing a U on the
It is
picture.
missing a U. Let's
Yeah.
see. There you go. Thank you.
Okay. When the bride throws the bouquet, so the person that catches or, or catches it, the person who catches it, will be the next one to get married.
Okay, excellent. Right. So the bride throws the bouquet, and then the
Yeah.
next person who catches it gets married.
Yeah, we'll get married.
Huh? Excellent. And then Anatoly, do you have the same tradition in Russia?
Yes, when bride, uh, how we can say it, through uh, uh, forget this word, through her head, behind her, the bouquet, and uh, those girl who catch it could be getting married next.
Huh? Exactly. Right. So she throws the bouquet behind her head, and then the person who catches it will get married.
Throws,
So
yes. Mhm.
right. So this is a tradition in all of our countries, actually. And then, and sometimes people will tie cans, as you see in the bottom right-hand picture. They will tie cans to the end of a car, so that way it makes a lot of noise, so everyone knows that someone was just married.
Yeah.
And
I've
then,
seen
oh, sorry, go ahead, Simon.
No, go ahead.
Okay. And have you seen this before with cans tied behind the car?
Yes, when you have opportunity to watch a movie, you can see it.
Right. So in the movies, you see it. And is it something that you do in Colombia, or no?
In my city, it's not very common,
Uh-huh.
but I think in other ones they used to do it.
Okay. Excellent. Right. So
Yeah.
it's
They used to doing it.
right. So excellent. Right. So it's something people don't do it too much anymore in the States either. Okay. So now that you guys know some vocabulary, oops, there we go. We're going to watch a video from a TV show that's very short, and then we're going to talk about our perfect wedding using some of this vocabulary. Simon and Anatoly, have you heard of the show The Bachelor?
Mm, no.
And Simon, have you heard of that show?
No, the show not.
No. Have you heard of the word?
Yeah.
Could you explain what it means?
Okay, I heard the word, but I'm not too familiar as well. But I think it means a person who is like I can't explain exactly the other words. Can you do it for me?
Yes, I can help you guys out. So a bachelor is someone who is single, and it refers to a man. So a bachelor is a single man. But if someone's a bachelor, it kind of has the reputation that he's very popular with women. So he's a bachelor. Does that make sense?
Yes, you can see it in American movies.
Hmm.
You you have the opportunity to watch it.
Right. So this is something that's in American movies. Can you think of any famous bachelors in the movies or in Hollywood?
Not, I think it's kind of difficult just to to remember. You know.
Right, it is kind
Something.
of difficult. Anatoly, can you think of any famous bachelors?
Mm, I'm not sure. Maybe Bruce Willis.
Okay.
I remember who uh, the name Nicholas Cage. No, don't remember. Not sure.
Right, there was one that got married, I think, this year, and people were very surprised because he was single for a long
Clooney.
time. Yes,
Clooney.
exactly.
George Clooney. Okay.
Right, so George Clooney was like a very big, popular bachelor, popular with the women, single, but now he's not a bachelor because he got engaged. So this show, The Bachelor, it's a reality show. And do you know what a reality show is?
Uh, when we can see not imagined plot
Hmm.
in movie, but a real life when people put in difficult situation maybe, and public audience observe what would happen.
Exactly, right. So it's not scripted. It's something that happens in real life. And The Bachelor, to give you a little information before we watch the video, this is a competition or a contest where there is one man and lots of different women. And he goes on dates with these women. And at the end of a certain time, he chooses women that he wants to keep. So week after week, he goes eliminating women, and then he finally is just with one.
Yeah, I think a movie that looks like the one you're talking about.
And then what do you guys think of this game show where like the end game or the prize at the end is to get married to someone that you met on TV? What do you think about that? Do you think it's a good idea, a bad idea?
Maybe it is interesting idea, but I not sure that I would agree to participate in that show, and I also don't want that my relatives
Right.
could participate in that show. It is a little controversial show subject.
Right, I agree. It's controversial because it kind of makes marriage into a game. And Simon, do you think that you would ever get married on TV?
No, I won't. I don't think it's isn't that good. I think having a couple is about having privacy, having
Uh-huh.
intimacy, and trying to find love in this side. Not trying to do things that are not too good, like putting you in a show to play with many women, and you gotta choose one. No, it's about finding love, trying to get a good girl, trying to find this love in some place, but not trying to play with many women. Just
Right.
try to choose one and do it.
Right, I agree with that too. And I think that's very important what you said about privacy. That a marriage is it's a very private thing that you want to share with who you get married. So you don't want your love life on TV. So this might not be the best way to go about things. And I think that every couple that has gotten married on The Bachelor has gotten divorced. So it hasn't worked very well. But we'll watch a little bit of the wedding, and you guys can tell me what you think. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Actually, let me see. I'm actually getting some technical difficulties with YouTube. Let's see. One second, guys. Sorry about this. Because it says that I need Flash Player, and I don't have it. I thought that I did. But if you guys want to watch it, let's see. I'll post it here. Um, can you guys see the link on the right-hand side?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. And so if you want to watch that video, you can see it, but you'd have to put it in your own browser because I need to download something for mine to work. I didn't know that I didn't have Flash Player 8. Great. So do you guys want to watch the video then, or do you want to skip it?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Simon, what do you want to do?
I go with my partner, with my classmate. So if you know what watch the video, it's okay. But if you don't want, that's good as well.
Okay, since we're having some problems with YouTube, I'll just leave the link there. So if you want to watch it after the class, you guys can see it. Because the wedding is very expensive and it's very nice. So you can kind of see what it's like. But now we're going to talk about what your perfect wedding would be like. So I'm going to open up some questions. Let's see. And then can you see this Google document? Let's see. Can you see this Word document, guys?
Yes, your voice is a little breaking up for me, but yes, I can see.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Sometimes the connection is not too good.
Yes.
So I want to know about your perfect wedding, what it would be like, and what customs from your country you would like to have in your wedding. So for the first question, where do you want to have your ceremony and your reception? Anatoly?
If I have a chance to organize it in my home, it would be the best way. But usually it's better to organize it in the restaurant. It is the easiest way.
Right, so that's easier than trying to invite everyone to your house for the reception. And then where would you have the ceremony?
Where in the summer.
Okay, so you'd have it in the summer, and then would you have it in a church or at your house?
Yes, in the house.
Mm-hmm. So you would want to have both your ceremony and your reception at your house or at a restaurant because it's easier. Okay, excellent. And then Simon or Simone, where would you have your ceremony and your reception in your perfect wedding?
Okay. I will choose a place where I will try to look forward to hiring a place that will be comfortable. Mm, I mean, trying to look for maybe a outdoor place or something like this, a park or something.
Okay, great. So a lot of people have their weddings outdoors. So you think that you would prefer to have your wedding outdoors? Um,
Yeah.
I think I would too. And would your dream wedding be in Colombia or in the United States? Would you want to travel for your wedding?
Mm, Actually, thinking about myself, I'll do it. But thinking about my family and the people who I love the most, I won't do it. So I will stay here.
Okay, excellent.
I
Right.
got a lot of money. I
Mhm.
will take them to the place where I will go to. But if I don't have money enough, I will carry out the wedding in my city.
Okay, excellent. Right, so you would have the wedding in your city to try to save money for your family.
Yeah.
Um, right, I think that I would do the same thing because I would like to get married in a different country. It would be very fun, but it would also be very expensive.
I will be very selfish because, you know,
Hmm. Right, because what do you guys think? Do you think that the wedding is more for the bride and groom, or do you think it's more for the families and friends of the bride and groom?
I think
I
it
think
is
for
a very important ceremony for the parents and for relatives, mostly for my parents. And of course, it is very important for bride and the groom, but it is a good opportunity to to meet to making friends, relatives from groom part or bride part.
Right. So it's really important for the family, like you said, Anatoly, especially for the parents. And it's a good opportunity to meet the groom's side of the family or the bride's side of the family. And Simone, what do you think? Do you think that that the wedding is more for what the parents want, or who do you think is the most important to please?
Mm, the parents once, as you said, it will give the opportunity to meet the other side of the family, to get to know better, and to get to have the opportunity to create a closer relationship and
Uh-huh.
a bond.
Right, excellent. Yeah, it's an opportunity to create a closer relationship with other relatives. Right, exactly. So family is very important um, in a wedding. And then Anatoly or Simon, what are some other things about your perfect wedding? You could answer any of these that you would like to.
Mm, I think is very important to create good atmosphere, friendly atmosphere during the wedding party reception, and when also funny, making funny jokes could be good, and following some traditions also could be excellent way to spend time for better for making better relationships between people who
Here to be
were
kind of funny,
invited. Hmm.
uh-huh. And not serious all of the time. And then I agree with that too. I think that it's important for weddings to be fun, and to not be very, very serious. And then Simone, what are some things about your perfect wedding? You can describe any of these or describe something else that's not on here. Oops, testing, testing.
Okay, sorry.
Uh,
Oh, sorry, I didn't know
I
if you could hear me or not.
I will add that I will make sure of inviting those people who, I mean, they are my closest friends, on those who I haven't had the opportunity to talk for a long time and want to be that day. Um, of course, I'm a Christian, so I will invite all my brothers in Christ who gather with me,
Uh-huh.
and I will write my own vows,
Okay, excellent.
and I
Oh,
will
sorry, Simon,
invite
you can go ahead.
I will invite as many people as possible, and I will try to arrange everything. If it is about catering,
Uh-huh.
I will tell them to make a very special food for that day. Of course, the best one. It
Okay,
could
excellent.
be they try to combine things like salad, a good salad, chicken, fish, and those things that make everything special.
Right, very good. So those are really good points, Simone, that you want to write your own vows, and then you want to invite as many people as possible, especially the people who go to your church. Um,
Yes.
And then you want to have good food too. That's important in a wedding. So like salad, chicken, arepas maybe? I don't know. And then Anatoly, what do you think about what Simon said? Do you want to do the same things? Like, would you want to write your own vows, or invite a lot of people?
Yes, yes, it is very good when we can afford to invite many people for the very significant and important ceremony.
Hmm.
And we need to prepare it carefully, including food also.
Right. So it's something that takes a lot of planning. It takes very long in the United States to plan a wedding. And then Anatoly, would you write your own vows? Or would you just use the traditional ones? Like Anatoly, take the.
Uh, I think I wouldn't be creative in creating new vows. I would prefer to use traditional vows.
Right. I think I would do the same thing too because I'm not very creative with vows. So I think I would prefer the traditional ones too. And then for your maid, or sorry, for your best man, if you could invite anyone in the world um, to be your best man, who would you have?
I probably choose uh, my friend. I probably don't choose famous people.
Uh-huh. Right, so you would choose someone that's close to you. And then Simon, who would you choose as your best man?
Okay, I choose a neighbor who grew up with me, so I have met him from my childhood. Since my childhood,
Hmm.
so I will invite. He will be the best man.
Okay, excellent. So you would pick someone from your church that you're very close to. And then what? And then for the last question, guys, what customs from your home country do you want to include? So, for example, if there's something that is very popular in Russia to do in weddings, would you want to do that in your wedding?
We have, for example, funny uh, traditional to buy bride. The groommen need to buy bride and to give her the groom to the groom.
Okay, excellent.
It's funny game.
Okay, excellent. So, right, like you said, Anatoly, in Russia, there's kind of a game to buy the bride, um, and then so that they buy the bride, and then they have to give her to the groom.
Yes, yes.
Excellent. And then, Simon, is there something that is special in Colombian weddings that you would like to do?
I don't think so. I just will invite a page boy because he's so cute to have them to have to have one in the wedding of page boys and page girl. I think I don't know how to say that.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. If you,
A page boy.
I think what you might, oh, sorry guys, what you might want to say is the ring bearer. The ring bearer is the little child who has
Yeah.
like a pillow with the ring.
Yes.
And then you also have the flower girl, who is a young girl who throws flowers in the aisle.
Yeah. But in Colombia there are two ring bearers.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
interesting. Yes.
A A boy and a girl.
And do you have a flower girl as well, or just a ring bearer?
Mm, it's open river.
Okay. And then Anatoly, what is it like in Russia? Do you have a ring bearer and a flower girl as well?
Yes, as well.
So you have
And,
both. Oh, go ahead, Simon.
and what does page boy mean?
Page boy, I'm not sure. I would have to look it up. It might be a term that they use in a different country. But
Because
it's
but I don't know if it's British English. I don't know.
let me check really fast. It might be British English, because it's something that I haven't heard. Um, let's see. Um, oh yeah, I think you're right. Actually, I'm going to guess that it's British English. I'm not sure though, because in the United States we say ring bearer, but if you look at this video for Wikipedia or this page for Wikipedia, it says page boy. I'm going to guess that it's from Britain.
No, but I prefer to use American English.
Right. So in American English we say ring bearer.
Okay, ring bearer. That's
Uh-huh.
good. Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, so guys, we're almost out of time, but I want to thank you both for coming to the lesson and for participating. I hope that you learned some new wedding vocabulary. Did you learn some new words that maybe you hadn't learned before?
Yes, uh, some words which I didn't use before.
Okay, excellent. And then Simon?
Cold feet.
Cold feet, right. So that's one that you can use. If you have a friend who is kind of nervous about getting married, you can say, he has cold feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so excellent, guys. And one thing too before we end class, if you can leave me feedback on my profile page, that would be great. Just say what you liked about the class, what you thought about it. You can go to your dashboard and leave feedback, or you can go to my profile page. Okay?
Okay. And what is our feedback? Because
Oh,
I want to know about it.
okay. Trying to think. It's like retroalimentación.
Yeah.
Right. So you can rate the teachers and give me 5 stars, 3 stars, or if it was really, really bad, one
But I
star.
mean, but I, w- but I mean, but we are gonna give you a feedback. But what is our feedback? What do you think about us? Or what do
Oh,
you?
what is my feedback for you?
Yeah.
I would say good, 5 stars because you guys participate, you converse. Um, so I think that is very good. Yeah.
And why do I need to improve my English? Of course, I know that I can speak it, but sometimes you need to practice more and more.
Right. It's something that you kind of just practice and then you get better. There weren't any like grammatical errors that were really noticeable. So I think it was really good. I could always, yeah, you guys both communicated very effectively. And
Yeah,
I
I'll try
learned,
to learn as soon as possible. But it's a process.
right, exactly. Um, yeah, and then I learned a lot too about weddings and a little bit about weddings in Russia and Colombia. So thank you for sharing and participating. And I should upload classes for next week as well. So you can look at those on my profile page probably tomorrow will be when they're up. Okay?
Okay,
Okay,
bye
thank
bye.
you very much. Goodbye.
All right, thank you guys. Goodbye.
You. Bye bye.
Bye, Simon.